Hi, these are the problems on Chapter 1, Slide 39 lecture. So let's look at some conversion factors and see how to do them. It says complete the following conversions. 1.5 kilograms converted to grams. So I have 1.5 kilograms and I want to convert it to grams. To do these types of problems, I have to use the metric system table, and I have told you that you need to know the prefixes. K, for example, stands for kilo, which is 1,000. So this tells me that there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. I know that this is going to be my conversion. 1 kilogram has 1,000 grams. This kilo right here stands for 1 times 10 to the third, or 1,000. Therefore, I have 1, if I replace the K by that, 1 times 10 to the third grams, which is 1,000 grams. This is my conversion factor. Now I can write it in two different ways. I can write it in two different fractions. 1 kilogram over 1,000 grams, or 1,000 grams over 1 kilogram. And I use one or the other depending on which direction I'm going to do my conversion. So let's look over here. I have 1.5 kilogram and I want to convert it to grams. Always start with the amount you're given. Never start with the conversion factor. Always start with the amount you're given in the problem. So I have, I'll do it here, 1.5 kilograms, and I want to convert it to grams. So I need to use one of these fractions as conversion factor, but I want to use the correct one. And to do that, I want to end up with grams on top, and I want kilograms at the bottom so that it cancels with the kilograms at the top. The only way to write this correctly is if I use this particular fraction, 1,000 grams over 1 kilogram. So 1 kilogram has 1,000 grams, and this is of course multiplied. My kilograms will cancel, so therefore I take 1.5 and multiply by 1,000. I move the decimal point 3 places, which makes it 1,500 grams. That is my answer. Now if you're going from a larger unit like kilogram to a smaller unit like gram, the number will get larger. You see, I had 1.5 and I got 1,500. That's because I'm going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. If I do the opposite, so if I have grams and I'm going to kilograms, the unit or the number will get smaller. So if I were to start out with 1,500 grams and wanted to convert that to kilograms, I would divide by 1,000, which would make the number, not the unit, but the number smaller, 1.5 kilograms. Let's look at part B. I have 3.46 centimeters, 3.46 centimeters, and I want to convert that to micrometers. Now, the easiest way that I think of doing this would be to convert it to meters first and then from meters to micrometers. So let's just look at that. 3.46, so always start with the amount you're given, 3.46 centimeters. To convert that to meters, I know that 1 meter has 100 centimeters. I wrote it in this way so that my centimeters will cancel, leaving me with the meters, the unit of meters. And I also know that 1 meter has 1 times 10 to the 6th micrometers from the table that is in your chapter. My meters will cancel. So if I do all of this, I should have 34,000 600 micrometers. Now you can also do this in terms of 1 centimeter has 10,000 micrometers, but sometimes I think it's easier to convert it to the base unit, which is meters, and then convert it to another unit of length, and this is my answer, 34,600 micrometers. I am going to erase this, and then we're going to do part C and D of the same slide. Okay, we're back. Let's do part C and D of slide 39. I am given 12.4 milliliters, and I want to convert that to liters. Okay, what is my conversion unit? I know 1 liter has 1,000 milliliters. So I either write it in this as a fraction this way, or 1,000 milliliters are equal to 1 liter. Depending on which direction I'm going, I need to use one or the other. So let's start with a number that we're given. We're given 12.4 milliliters times my conversion unit or conversion factor will be written in such a way that I want milliliters at the bottom and I want liters at the top, because that's what I'm asked. I'm asked for liters, and I want to get rid of milliliters, so they're going to be on the bottom. And I know 1 liter has 1,000 milliliters. My milliliters will cancel, and I take 12.4 and I divide it by 1,000, which means I move my decimal point 3 places to the left, so 0.0124 liters, and this is my answer. You're going to have to remember some of these units. For example, you're going to have to remember that 1 liter has 1,000 milliliters, or 1 milliliter is 1 times 10 to the minus 3 liters, either way. But then you're going to also have to learn to write these conversion factors as fractions, and then use the correct unit at the bottom so that it would cancel, and have the correct unit at the top so that that's what you're left with, because my answer asked me for liters, not milliliters. Let's look at the last part. 2.3 times 10 to the third inches. 2.3 times 10 to the third inches, and I want to convert that to meters. Now for this one I have 2 steps, because the first step is going to be converting it from the English system to the metric system, and then I am going to convert it from that to the meter. The easiest one that I think is easy to remember for the English to metric conversion is 1 centimeter has, or 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, or the opposite. So you have 1 inch at the top and 2.54 centimeters at the bottom. Okay, once again, I need to start with a number that I'm given. So I'm given 2.3 times 10 to the third inches. Multiply that by my conversion factor. Now the conversion factor, I can use either one of these, but when I'm converting from metric to English or English to metric. But for this instance, I need to pick the correct version of it because I have inches and I want to get to centimeters first, so I want to get rid of my inches. And inches on the bottom will do that, so I have to use this particular one. 1 inch at the bottom and 2.54 centimeters at the top. This will cancel my inches. Okay, now I have it in centimeters, but I want to convert it to meters because that's what the problem says. So I need another factor. I can multiply by another conversion factor where I want meters on the top because that's what I'm asked, and I want centimeters to be at the bottom because I want it to cancel. So centimeters at the bottom, meters at the top. 1 meter has 100 centimeters. And my centimeters will cancel, leaving me with meters. So I started with inches. With this step, I converted to centimeters. With this step, I will convert it to meters. And if you do the math for this, you should get 58.4 meters. That is the correct answer. Okay, I will erase this and we will move on to the next slide, the problems for the next slide.